Hello, hello and welcome. Today we are bringing you open house or QA question and answer session with GRRSP. Our faculty members are Dr. Nawaz, Dr. Arshad, and myself. GRRSP stands for Global Remote Research Scholars Program. So if you are in any of these stages in your career, if you have applied this year when we are recording this session of year 2020, 2022, and 23, and then didn't get enough interview calls or didn't get any interview calls, or if you are planning to apply next cycle in 2023 for the match for 2024, or you want to apply for US clinical experience, or you are in your career where you just want to learn research and strengthen your CV for next steps in your career, I think this programs provide you the opportunities to actually learn the basics of clinical research. Publish it with what if you've never published it before, or had never done a research before, or if you've done it, do it the right way in this regard. There are multiple different tracks. The training allows you to ask a good research question. You work in your own idea. Say, I want to apply for cardiology, I want to apply for GI, pediatrics, psychiatry, plastic surgery, whatnot. Whatever your goals are in life, we encourage you to bring up ideas from those areas. We work with you to help out and refine your questions and refine your ideas and give you enough training and tools for you to pursue your part. This is a tedious job. And then this is journey for 6 months. It's an elite program. This is not for everybody. If you're just looking for, hey, I can come in and get a certificate, this is not for you. We don't believe in certificates. What we believe in, that you can acquire the skills so you become very competitive whatever stage you're applying for. Of course, we'll give you a certificate in the end. That doesn't mean much in US for that matter, but I know that in many parts of the world people really like that kind of certificate. So it's elite program, people who are really, really serious, and people who want to actually learn research, how to do it. The amount of work you put into it, the more you will get out of it. There's no guarantees in life, neither in this program. We expect people to work 8 to 10 hours a week towards the assignments, the lectures, their own projects, and so on and so forth. Within 6 months, you should be able to have at least one product out of it. Our best students got 8 to 9 product out of it. Our not so best students got maybe 1 or 2 product out of it. That too also you have to be actively, you have to work towards it. Nothing's going to come easy. Those who have started USMLE journey already, that this is a serious business. Your exam scores, if until you have taken it before, or your CK scores, as well as clinical rotation and research. So this is something, those who want to take it seriously, I think this is an excellent program. The track record of training people, track record of publishing people, and track record of everybody doing networking and helping each other out is huge with this program. This is one of its own kind in the world. Nobody's doing this kind of depth, hand-holding, and mentoring. And there are different tracks. The research of looking at the systematic review meta-analysis, case report, case series is survey-based research, as well as if you want to do original research and patient data, if you have access to that data in your hospital, we encourage it. Otherwise, we'll stay with where you don't have to worry about IRB and all those things because you're doing this systematic meta-analysis. Our philosophy is that you can write a case report in 1 week if you have good training and good checklist. You can write a review article or a book chapter in a month. You can do a systematic review meta-analysis in 6 months, or with our training, you can do a original retrospective cohort or case control study within a year, which is, if you think it may think like, oh my gosh, that's a long time. But the people who are doing these things from that standard, this is very, very fast paced, means you will beat 90% of your competitors or your colleagues who are not doing and getting these trainings. Zara can talk about some of the areas like her interests are, and then mentoring she would provide in terms of women in health and other things for social determinants of health and like that. And Faz will talk about how you can actually design research studies around social media and so on and so forth. So I'll let Zara talk about what her interests are and what kind of mentoring she provides in the group. And then Fazal will, Dr. Nawaz and Dr. Arshad, they will talk about their different avenues for you to actually publish in those areas too. So Dr. Arshad.
I think Faisal should go first. I'll cover the rest. That would be good.
Sounds good. So thank you, Dr. Kashyap. I think overall, this has been a good foundation of trying to understand and give an introduction of what GRRSP is about. But Essentially, it's a global program, which means you're dealing with scholars, collaborators, and teammates of your own, educational background with different countries at play here. So this gives you that exposure-rich environment where you can learn from each other, but definitely have us as mentors guiding you through the 6 months program. The Research Scholars Program itself is a remote program, which means that everything in this program from A to Z is completely from your homes without having to go to any sort of research center as a position. So this allows you more flexibility as well as probably cost saving at a big margin as well. And the most important thing bringing this together is the research element. So research element on its own, as Dr. Kashyap has mentioned, it is dependent on how much work you put in. And from our side, it means making sure you have a research idea, a proposal, and then walking through the entire journey of that project. And then depending on how much you can invest in terms of your time, your energy, you could come out with multiple papers, multiple projects where you've collaborated, as well as other opportunities such as book chapters, case reports, conference abstract submissions. So these are just to name a few over your 6 months period, basically. What can you do when it comes to the different avenues for publishing this? So as Dr. Kashyap mentioned, you have the standard clinical research projects, which would be in the form of either systematic reviews, meta-analyses, cross-sectional studies, which we've published in large numbers already. And then you've got some non-traditional ways, which is what I would like to expand more on. So essentially, social media in healthcare is something which is quite a growing and evolving field. Not just as someone who wants to connect with program directors and network with people, but as a niche where you can create a research impact as well. So myself as a faculty member, I'd be bringing in the expertise of creating research projects using social media data. This is along the lines of hashtag analyses, where we look at clinical topics, public health topics, education topics, which are relevant to healthcare, but we use the data from platforms like Twitter and Instagram and LinkedIn to create a paper, which eventually becomes a publication at a major journal, which we've already done over the past few batches. So that's just an element of social media in healthcare, but that's just one of the pillars of different research projects you could have as part of this 6 months program. Over to Dr. Arshad, who would give us a bit of insight on what avenues lie for different backgrounds for scholars joining in.
Thank you, Dr. Faisal and Dr. Kashyap, for a very, very detailed introduction. There's one more thing that I would like to add in good detail is that every participant that joins with GRRSP, we walk them through from A to Z of research. You don't know anything about research, you will start from the very beginning, and then we'll lead you towards the publication and then beyond as well. Conference presentations and how to portray yourself as a professional in the field of research, how you actually talk about the research that you have done, not just doing research, instead owning it to the level that most candidates are unable to do. When you're able to do that, that is the best thing. Apart from that, like Dr. Faisal mentioned, it's not that we only focus on a certain themes. Dr. Kashyap will expand more on the types of projects that they had been doing in the last some years and the ones that are in the pipeline. We keep on giving our candidates some reminders about, for example, we were doing some mental health related topics. Dr. Kashyap has opened a call about it. Anybody who is interested in that may come up with the topic, or if already somebody is having something in mind about that, we could develop a project around that. So it's not just getting you into one research, it's a lot of networking, a lot of engagement, a lot of one-on-one mentorship through our mentors, and with a lot of people that you'll get to see in our sessions frequently that happen mostly weekly. Apart from that, another thing about this program that is going to be the highlight for you is how we make you understand the world on social media that revolves around the healthcare professionals, through which you will be able to make engagements and networking that is going to take you ahead in your career. So that is, I think, that covers it.
Thank you, Dr. Arshad and
Over to you,
Dr.
Dr.
Nawaz.
Kashyap.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Dr. Arshad and Dr. Nawaz. And just to add last part, and then we'll take questions from you, as some of the new people have joined, so they can introduce in the end when we ask them. One thing is that there's a lot of investment goes from your side in terms of your hard work when you take UASMLE exams. The Q book, the Q bank, the exam fees, and whatever initial preparation you do it. Second bucket is your observership bucket, where you travel to America and then you pay money, or you spend time and money and energy staying in a very foreign environment, and then spending 15 days or 1 month or 2 months of your clinical observership or rotation. You do it. Similarly, the third bucket of research is it is mostly neglected. We are on this journey, Dr. Nawaz, Dr. Arshad, and myself, to create this awareness, especially among IMGs, international medical graduates. Mostly 90% of our students are who are applying or have applied for USMLE. Some of them are there in situ, they are in their countries, and they want to increase their portfolio and research. We tell them that this area is neglected. They have to pay attention to this research area as well. Nothing comes easy. People spend those time, and then they realize, oh my gosh, I would have done some research. The whole point is, if you match a year early, you have a lifetime saving of more than $250,000, because a year of salary starting as a faculty member. So you have to think from that perspective, that I want to go all in to prepare myself to make the best candidate to apply for residency. And too many of you have reached out or would reach out that I want in-person research position and so on and so forth. We don't provide that kind of thing. However, through this program, and in between you get something as well, you can continue. You want to be a competitive candidate, because even to do free research position at an institution in America, for every position there is at least 70 to 80 applicants. And if your applications stand out that you have done something, you have published, you can work collaboratively, you can be analytical, you can ask a research question, the PICO questionnaire, the meta-analysis, systematic review, and so on and so forth, you will be preferred over other candidates who have not done that. Nobody cares for scores, especially for research positions. We do not pay for your conferences. We do not pay for any of those things. However, the mentoring and teaching for clinical research is something we are very passionate about, and we are hoping that it can help you gain the advancement in your career, no matter what stage you are. Is medical student, first step done, step two done, or you are applying or reapplying, or just want to do research because you realize that is important part of the career, which should be, it makes you a better physician, and so on and so forth. So we'll stop here, and then we'll stop the recording. We'll ask other people to introduce themselves, and then probably ask the questions. And then write your comments in chat section if once you watch this video.